There was what someone in the community called a no-go zone.
There was no law.
Which is where police just couldn't police, pretty much.
38th in Chicago has not been open to traffic for most of the last year after the murder of George Floyd.
When the ambulance couldn't come through here, they was telling us to bring the bodies down there to them because they wouldn't come here without a police presence.
So there was just a huge need that I saw, because there's a limit when you're on an ambulance. You can't necessarily go into some of these situations to help people. And that was frustrating because I wanted to be able to do that.
Officer Xander Kronfeld was one of those people who entered the no-go zone. But he wasn't an officer at the time. He was a paramedic.
I can appreciate when things are going crazy and there's not cops to respond. And there were plenty of times where I was on the ambulance and I'd ask for cops, and they'd say, nope, there's no cops. Even when the ambulance was asked for it. Ready?
His experiences at George Floyd Square inspired him to join MPD in 2021. Now patrolling what he calls uncharted territory, he's transparent about his experience.
You'd have families coming up and be like, please, can you just go in there? And I did go in some of those situations, even there weren't police that were available, and I have dealt with some of the most crazy, traumatic things that I will never forget doing that. And I've never felt, and I realize and I appreciate how much safer I felt when there were cops.
And so to see where we are 5 years later, where officers are actually walking around the no-go zone.
They'll tell us their experiences of what it was like, in 2020, and there was, the feelings of, being unsafe.
It kind of hits you in a sense of, wow, like are we transforming here? Is there some sort of transformation? And the reaction from people, some people like it, some people don't.